Welcome to Financial Freedom with the Flipping Flanagans, where we help real estate agents and already successful business professionals create legacy wealth through real estate. We go by the Flipping Flanagans, and we don't actually flip houses very often. When you drop the F-bomb a little too often, add that to a real estate background, you get the Flipping Flanagans. We actually buy property to hold and see long-term gains protected from inflation while seeing amazing benefits from appreciation and depreciation. See you on the other side.
Welcome back. It's been a little while, and we are excited to get back on track to share with you more about the rental investment property opportunity.
I'm giggling. We are live. This was an impromptu Facebook Live. We are also recording for our podcast today. So we are doing 2-in-1, and we are talking about if it was such a good deal, why didn't you and Brad buy it? So oftentimes our clients and our friends, family members who are thinking about investing in real estate put the bug in our ear, and then we start to send them deals. And they get leery or uncomfortable because they think for some reason if it was such a good deal we would have just bought it and we wouldn't have told them about it. So we want to dive into that whole concept here today. So hey, I don't know who's watching. If you guys can give StreamYard access to see your comments, we'd love to know who's actually watching us today. So give Stream permission. It's in the post part of the Facebook Live. All right, so let's dive right in, Brad.
Good, everybody, from what we can see. However, coming to you live from Arizona. Beautiful, sunny, a little bit windy it looks like today. Phoenix, Gilbert area. And yeah, we constantly just collaborate with other individuals, and it is a reoccurring question. Why wouldn't you buy it if there's an opportunity to be had? And I dove deep with a commercial real estate agent and investor actually last week, I think it was. And aside from looking into ways to help grow the investor community and collaborate together, we thought we would share a few details.
Yeah, so we and Brad have a combined portfolio of single family homes as well as apartment buildings. We also have some short-term rentals. And so we're constantly really evaluating and analyzing our portfolio as well as looking at our family goals. So some of the homes that we have purchased, full disclosure, haven't been the best deals, but it was more of a relationship. It was somebody needed out of a situation. The market was crazy. And so being my background as a real estate agent, and I used to be really boots on the ground, showing people houses, getting, first-time home buyers. You see a lot of opportunities when you're showing houses to first-time home buyers. They might not be interested in the property, or there's too much work to be done. Those were some great opportunities that we purchased. We've bought several estate sales. Those have been really good deals. However, you don't know what you're getting into, so you might start renovating the property, and all of a sudden you find bigger problems than you expected. So there's definitely different reasons for all the different properties that we've purchased. However, when we first started investing, I will personally say that the reason we started in single family homes is because it's what we knew. And we talk about that a lot with people, is that you should invest in what you know. And so when I was boots on the ground, I was able to see the properties. I was listening to inspectors do the actual inspection reports with my clients. And so I was learning as I was navigating that route with my clients. And then Brad, obviously being on the residential loan side, was familiar with how to get us a loan on the properties and what the rules were and all the regulations. So that's where we got our start into single housing. And I get asked, do you like single family homes or apartments better? And if my emotions were talking, it would be single family homes. It's just a different animal. And however, when we look at our bank account and the finances, the apartment complexes do have a much better cash flow position. And most people don't just start investing and have the opportunity to just buy an apartment complex. You have to build a portfolio so the commercial side knows that you know what you're doing. And I'll let Brad kind of talk on that a little bit.
It's a combination of demonstrating your abilities, building a resume. Think about it as any other opportunity you pursue. You're building your experience level, your comfort level, your confidence, and as your confidence grows, the resources that you need behind you will grow with it, because whether it's a contractor feeling comfortable you're a high volume client they want to work with, to the bank that gives you the money to acquire the transactions or the assets. And so it's hard to say which one you like more. It's which one contributes more to your goals, which one helps you get to the destination that you're heading faster and most efficiently. So when somebody that we pass a lead onto, or a potentially good acquisition, it's because we know what their goal is. It's, hey, this property, just like if you're finding your single family home, we've listened, we understand where you're at and where you're going, so this we think might fit that box really well. Versus on our end, she left out what we do even have commercial space. So commercial business use property, residential, commercial, real estate, multifamily, and then single families. So those were all identified at different time periods and for different reasons. So I often will talk with somebody and say, if it's an income purchase or a balance sheet purchase, you have different goals, and each one can contribute to another down the road, I guess, which has been really interesting. I love those planning sessions the most, because you might not have the property yet, but you have the goal that you want those properties to accomplish, so then you know how to define what you're actually looking for.
Yes. So I am going to make sure I've got my notes here, just to make sure that I've touched on everything. So like I mentioned, single family homes were easier for us to find and finance based on our experience at the time. Now, as we navigate, single family homes probably isn't where our strategy is going. However, people still bring us lots and lots of opportunities with single family homes. So if there's an opportunity there, and after evaluating it and analyzing it, if it makes sense, we're probably going to make a move on it. However, with like our strategy moving forward, we're really looking at more of the larger purchases,
tax advantages. So if you haven't heard of it yet, there's a thing called cost segregation. It's not something that you can easily accomplish or make sense of when it comes to a residential single family home. However, multiple units inside of a commercial multifamily property, that can come into play. Or potentially we've participated in a large group of properties that are being sold as a commercial bundle. You might find yourself getting a little bit of a better deal on an individual property once it's bundled, because the investors may not have the resilience, the time necessary to break off each individual property and list them on the open market, have to deal with showings and coordinating a number of tenants. So those opportunities don't come along until you've actually built some sort of a platform to lean on, a foundation to leverage against. And so that's why I think it's great to pass on maybe an individual transaction, because economies of scale is a very important term, where you grow your organization or you grow your business in a way that it reduces the cost of each transaction with the volume that you do. And so buying a single family home takes a lot of time, effort, and money for this relatively small transaction compared to everything else that
and when he's saying a lot of time, effort, and money, because we're going back to why we didn't buy the deal. When we do things, if we're going through the whole loan process and we're leveraging that property, If we can go through that loan process in 30 to 45 days and purchase 20 homes or 20 doors, or go through the same amount of work to purchase one door, what we're saying is that it makes more sense for us now that we're in a position to do it to go after the 21 doors versus the single family home. So it stresses the system. If we're buying one door, it really does stress the system because we're now getting all the paperwork, trying to organize it. Well, Brad is, he does all that side of things. But we're trying to get all of that organized for one purchase. And if you look at the amount of hours and what we're, everyone should be analyzing how much they make per hour. So if you analyze that hourly and you're getting $200 a month off of that property, did the hours you put in just to get the property make sense? Because if you're upside down on your own hours into it, doesn't really make sense. The only other note I had was collaboration versus competition with other investors. So we talk about this in the real estate world a lot, just other real estate agents, collaboration over competition always wins. And we have found this to be true in the investor side of things too. Even with our coaching platform where we're helping other people, we're not competing with other people for deals. We want to teach them how to work and make the deals make sense for them, and how to build their net worth. And we actually are purchasing, as we've mentioned, we're in the works of purchasing 21 doors from somebody. And just in that meeting, he introduced us to a potential opportunity to save money. And that was all out of that collaboration versus competition. We've helped him buy and sell multiple properties. Part of the deal making, this was the deal we made in the salon. If any of you guys saw my Facebook story, I was in the salon and was like, we just made a $3 million deal. We shook hands on it. And one of the things he's like, but bring me those, when you come with a short sale again, I want a deal. I want that. That's collaboration. Collaboration over competition. Figure out what their goals are. His goal, he likes flipping the houses, taking some really, really crap, turning it into something really, really nice. That's opposite of what me and Brad even want to do. I don't want the crappiest house on the block. We don't have time. We don't have the resources to do it. And so that's another, why didn't you guys buy it? We don't look for those deals. Now, if you're a contractor, you probably search for those deals because you have the resources to do it, whereas Brad and I would have to come up with all the cash and hire and then manage that project, and we don't have it in our time. We don't have the availability in our time to manage a large project like that. It doesn't make sense for us.
Right.
Anything else you would add to, if it's such a good deal, why wouldn't you buy it?
No, I think it's outside of that, it's just the fact that we have a very significant scope and experience with the overall transaction. So from your side, having sold and marketed and ran comparative market analysis, we can see things that would make sense for the other investor. And I think it's better for the community as a whole. There's still a side of us that wants to, even if we could make money on a transaction, be able to pass that on to somebody else. We would potentially win because you can represent them through that process. Many past clients of ours have become real estate investors, even if it's just on a 1-2 house basis. And so continuing to think about what's great for our community, our economy, our local market all around, and executing with that in mind will still yield some benefits to us down the road because everybody's just in a better position.
Yep. This is a relationship business, so we definitely care more about the relationship than the money, and that's why it's so cool to be able to pass on an opportunity to somebody. And it honestly kind of hurts our feelings when you question if it's a good deal or not because we didn't buy it. We're bringing it to you because we care about you. So if we brought you a deal, it's because we care about you and we want you to be successful in your endeavors and we want to see you succeed.
Absolutely.
So thanks for tuning in to today's talk, and we will see you next time. Hopefully it'll be this Wednesday.
Have a great week.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We hope you'll hit that subscribe button to stay in touch. Also, join our Facebook group at Building Legacy Wealth Through Real Estate to find out more about what we do and what we offer. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.